Thank you. Good afternoon, and thanks for attending our panel. I'm really excited to present my ongoing work in using digital humanities concepts and methodologies to inform platform studies. This project grew out of the growing realization of and resistance to the difficulties in studying posts on X or Twitter if I do not have access to Twitter API, technical expertise, or funds to buy data blocks. The research with tweets and the efforts to archive them reveals the constraints and possibilities of working with digital humanities tools. The limitation with scraping the platform resists one of DH's defining tendencies to work with large amounts of data and use of digital tools. However, instead of hitting a dead end, engaging with digital and humanities concepts help me to be intentional with the method and framework that I use to work with the vanishing digital artifacts such as tweets. Despite their fleeting nature, or perhaps because of this feature, governments' political communication strategies routinely include Twitter to link ideology and propaganda with state projects and policies. In the current context, the communication platform blend narrative, identity, propaganda, and materiality within the digital context. This project treats tweets as digital artifacts because they encourage participant engagement using various platform features and affordances. Sorry. For this case study, I selected the inauguration of Ram Temple in the Indian town of Ayodhya in 2024 to help visualize the entanglement of the sacred with artificial intelligence-powered systems of security and development. Ayodhya's assemblage of current security measures includes drones, CCTV cameras, and facial recognition technology, vehicle number plate recognition, and 3D mapping of the town's road network. The government apparatus justifies the deployment of these extraordinary surveillance tools by invoking past threat perceptions from terrorists. The government has also marketed existing payment rails such as UPI or the Universal Payment Interface, as seen in this slide, and green projects aided by emergent technology. On social media site X, AI narratives associated with Ayodhya are at once futuristic and look back to heritage. These technological systems of security and economic development normalize AI as part of the town's infrastructure, whether it is security, financial system, tourism, and pilgrimage, etc. The digital systems appeal to the affective nature of the pilgrimage site, leveraging faith based on the site's holy or mythic nature. The operationalization of these AI systems, however, also backgrounds the demolition of the 16th century Mughal architecture Babri Masjid in 1992 as the site. The temple was built on the disputed site after a verdict from India's highest court in 2019. Through curated digital representations of artifacts using visual, sound, and textual narratives from official government channel, I'll analyze the narratives that construct AI nationalism and disembodies critical historical studies from the site. This project is grounded on the assumptions that social media graphics and videos are material political artifacts, that this materiality is central to understanding how pre-established myths and propaganda become sensible and effective, and that digital humanities offers tools and ethics for documenting these fleeting situated experiences before they vanish. The research questions that inform the project are: how do social media graphics and short videos on X materialize contemporary political myths? How can curating them as digital ephemera illuminate lived experiences of propaganda in global South context? As such, these questions are common to platform studies and library information studies, as well as digital humanities specifically. But a focus on digital humanities principles helps focus on the materiality of the artifact, their affective nature, and the tools and ethics that can be used to collect and analyze them. To answer these questions, I draw on curated corpus of graphics and videos that are publicly available on the platform X, formerly Twitter, from the inauguration in Ayodhya in January 2024. I chose this particular incident because the construction of this specific temple is a political act and requires more attention. The focus on the materiality of the government and user engagement with the temple's construction and inauguration helps to shed light on the ways propaganda travel. I use tweets from the official Indian government sites on X that are related to the various ministries and departments dealing with technology. So these are some of them. There is a mimetic quality to the tweets collected because these various handles post the same graphics and circulate them among its various networks. Some of these tweets are no longer available when I searched them last week. I also traced the retweets and comments that they generated. I archived them through screenshots, downloaded videos and metadata logs, and documented deletions and absences. I used semiotic analysis of individual artifacts. The work is situated within global digital humanities that is attentive to infrastructure, colonial histories, and platform inequality. Communication platforms have long projected their role not only in bringing concept people together, but also in making communities. However, the practices of specific platforms affect research practices in digital humanities scholarship. Besides research on historical tweets, its practice of vanishing tweets has limited research on immediate historical tweets as well. In Digital History and Hermeneutics, Andreas Fickers et al. Distinguish between 4 research practices and the related types of criticism in digital historical scholarship based on data search, data management, data analysis, and data visualization. Following their framework, this paper deals with platform criticism of how platform user interface design has transformed digital artifact curation. Materiality of digital artifacts. So this platform affordances and format of digital artifacts embed politics in the visual by allowing what is visible in the artifacts and crafting the format and the ease with which they are made visible. Wanda Orlikowski argues for the role of materiality of digital artifacts in organization studies, arguing that the social and the material are not separate from each other, but rather are constitutively entangled and temporally emergent. Their disappearing nature in the feed due to the human design algorithm, similar to the Google PageRank dependent search function that Orlikowski describes, make them forever emergent as the results vary every time a search query is run. This way, the communication platform is a technique with which to convey messages, but also a space that is setting for an activity that is in the human-dependent, algorithmically contingent performance of visibility. The specific tweets then achieve cultural and material properties where the materiality comes from the features embedded in the platform's feed and those from the users without the use of culturally specific, customized, or standard properties of the platform. The affective politics of digital media, the literature on affective politics of digital media reveals how myths and propaganda are dependent and encoded in the emotional and the spectacular elements of graphics and videos. As Bowler and Davis point out, emotions and personal beliefs have always been the target of propaganda. However, never before have these been so leveraged than in the current technological age. I employed how effective strategies used to spread Hindu nationalist messages are employed through the logics of digital properties of platforms. Among these properties are the ability to use emoticons and short salutations. These are the micro markers of structures of feeling, within quotes, in specific hashtag publics, events, or communities. They offer a way to trace how effective information flows, how fact, opinion, and feeling blend in live event timelines. This can be seen in this post from a user response to a tweet from one of the government handles. Emoticons and salutations, along with the graphic, evoke a certain feeling of piety and appeal to the faithful. This is a post on the satellite imagery of the temple from space. The main myth here is that these satellite images show Ram Mandir from space as if it were a unique, miraculous, or religiously charged visual, when in fact they are routine high-resolution Earth observation photos like those taken of any other building or city. The phrase hashtag Ram Mandir from space suggests something extraordinary or supernatural, but modern Earth observation satellites routinely resolve objects much smaller than this 2.7-acre temple complex from orbit, just as they do airports, malls, or sports stadiums. The framing implies that ISRO, or the Space Agency of India, specially captured a devotional or sacred view, whereas the Cartosat satellites are civilian, remote sensing instruments used for mapping, urban planning, and surveillance like monitoring. The Ram temple images are a politically curated selection from ordinary data streams. By highlighting stunning, quote-unquote, stunning images, the majestic Dasrat Mahal, the tranquil Sarayu River, and the revamped railway station, the post mythologizes technical imagery as proof of national civilizational achievement, masking that this is primarily a state public relations content rather than a scientific milestone. The post combines then religious hashtags, hashtag Ram Mandir, hashtag Sri Ram Janmabhoomi, with space technology branding at ISRO, producing a myth that advanced satellite infrastructure is in the service of this national spectacle and darshan from space. The annotated image that points out the temple and Ayodhya station visually naturalizes a redevelopment narrative. It invites viewers to see urban transformation as a seamless, elevated national project rather than a contested political one. This tweet image pair then works as a Barthesian myth of Hindu techno-nationalism that is staged through the STS technological sublime. Science and technology writers such as David Nye and Leo Marx describe the technological sublime as a mode of experience and rhetoric in which large-scale technologies such as dams, bridges, rockets, electrified cities evoke awe once reserved for mountain storms or the divine, often masking their social and ecological costs. The Ram Mandir satellite image plugs into exactly this discourse. They frame the remote sensing and navigation infrastructure as grand Kasi transcendent achievements that let the nation behold itself from above. Nye notes that the spectacles shift from participation to spectacle, where citizens mostly consume images of technology rather than directly shaping it. The Ram Mandir images circulate as a shareable proof that India has arrived technologically and spiritually, even though viewers remain distant from the material politics of satellite programs or temple construction. In this configuration, the technological sublime helps erase labor, displacement, and contested histories, what Nye calls invisibility of human costs, and replaces them with an uplifting vista of orderly roads, railway station, and the gleaming temple complex. Emoticons and salutations, as seen from this series of user posts, work as a small but powerful devices that organize how feelings circulate, signal who belongs, and position users within a broader effective publics and platform economies. Work on effective publics shows that platforms like X assemble networked public formations and mobilized and connected or disconnected through expressions of sentiment. Emoticons and greeting formulas are precisely such micro-units of sentiment that help bind or fracture these publics around hashtags, topics, or figures. Emojis or emoticon use is a form of affective labor that sustains relationships and attention on commercial platforms. Studies of emoji describe them as a key to describe maintenance, relationship maintenance, sustenance, and continuation, but also as tools that visualize, quantify, and channel affect into measurable and visible engagement. On X, religious salutations, heart or clap emojis foster belonging to an in-group that is in line with a religio-political message. Salutations and emoticons also mark in-group and out-groups and can intensify affective polarization. Responders use representational emojis such as flags or symbols, signaling ideological affiliation and national or partisan identity in compact, effectively charged ways. The post from January 21, 2024, that is the satellite map post, gathered 54 comments as of March 11, 2026, that I checked before our presentation here, and almost all of them were variations of a salutation to Lord Ram in the form of Jai Shri Ram in Hindi and English, except one comment that raised the destruction of Babri Masjid. The salutations all hail Lord Ram. The post also gathered 945 love signs from 66,000 views on X, emoticons on the tricolor Indian flag, namaste sign with folded hands, various flower symbols, the red triangular flag flag, which Twitter describes as a triangular flag on post, but also closely resembles the dark saffron flag of a right-wing national political outfit affiliated with the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, and the Hindu letter Om, a readily identifiable symbol that stands for Hindu religion in the decontextualized setting of the platform. The only one post that raised the destruction of a historic mosque and its replacement with the temple reveals the ideological differences that are associated with the new temple but are backgrounded. It also makes visible the distinct affective atmospheres that are nonetheless possible with the official post but are subject to hierarchies of knowing. The oppositional tweet also reveals the different imagined communities that coexist in the digital space, including those that do not have the amplification that is symbolically and discursively available to rest of the responses to the official tweet. Affective politics here are ambivalent. The same devices that enable low-content intimacy and care can be weaponized as part of propaganda, trolling, and disinformation. Collections on the affective politics of digital media argue that contemporary propaganda works precisely by exploiting and capitalizing on emotions, using network symbols and everyday vernacular practices to nudge publics. On X, nationalist, religious, and seeming innocuous images such as flowers and performative salutations can mask aggression or enable plausible deniability while still mobilizing collective feeling for political ends. That was my presentation. Thank you.